Hey guys, it's me, Melissamarie, and I'm so excited because I have a great video for you today. So I'm starting off with two printed papers there, and I was just putting my hand there to show you. It's just a regular size paper. One is an ace, one is a king, as you can see. And I'm going to create this into my son's 21st birthday decoration. So I wanted to remove the original king, from the regular playing card and put my son in place as the king. And shortly here, I'll show you actually how I even created his little logo there. But first, I would created these little white blank cutouts sort of in this shape, just perfectly enough to cover the king and keep the actual spades because I didn't want to have to recreate those again. The glue that I'm going to use throughout most of this project is this Eileen's tacky glue. Mine was kind of old, thick. It's a thick glue anyway, but mine was pretty old and thick, and the bottle was almost empty, so I had a hard time squeezing it out. But once I did squeeze it out, I would use the little sponge brush there just to make sure it kind of covered the entire area and it wasn't as thick and clumpy, and that seemed to work pretty well. So I'm just cleaning this up a little bit more, as you can see, and then putting this in place. And really that's it for this. Now you can stop here really, because once you have these, you have pretty large playing card decor, and it was really fun. And since he turned 21, and in blackjack 21 you get with a face card and then an ace, I just thought that this was a really cute idea. And like I said, you could just stop right there, but I wanted to make them a little bit larger just for the excitement factor. And I only did one larger poster board size, and you're about to see that shortly. But here is how the king came out, and I also put it on some poster board just on the back of it to make it a little bit thicker. So that's what this is. And of course I did the aces as well, but because the aces did not need any customization, all I had to do was just glue them on, to this poster board, and here they are. And like I said, so for the image, what I did, I used an app called Photo Room, I believe, and that's how you take the background out of the image, as you see there. And then I just went into Canva, put the image there, put the banner on, reverse the image below it, and also put a crown on his head so that he could be a king. So that part was pretty easy. I emailed it to staples@printme.com, printed that out at Staples, and that is how I got those, as well as the larger poster that you're going to see here shortly. Again, this ace large playing card was very easy because I just had to cut the A's out, cut the spades out, and these images as well, I got them straight from, I don't even know. I think I just Googled images of A and images of spades and images of playing cards. So I couldn't find the exact spade that you see there on the paper, the actual, regular standard paper size at the top right there. So I just kind of printed them out individually and kind of sized them to just by eye, and then printed them out at Staples as well. So honestly, it was pretty easy. This part was pretty easy. And for this, you didn't even need to print in color. It was just black and white. So it wasn't expensive at all. I don't remember the exact pricing for these printouts, but I know for the large poster size of my son's image that I created, you'll see it here shortly, that was $18. And I do reference that in the video as well. But this was so easy because the poster board was white. I had to glue those on, and that was it. And so you saw the paper, and then you saw the large poster board version. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the king of spades, which will have my son's image on it. But when I went to Dollar Tree, they did not have the white. They only had the black poster board. So I'm using the flimsy poster board. I don't know what it's called, but it's not the sturdy one. But that's the only one they had in white. So I'm cutting that out and putting that on top of the more sturdy one, which was in black. It was a lot more work. If I had the white, it would have been much easier. But I will say with this white, it does have a bit of a sheen to it. And, regular playing cards do have that type of a sheen. So it was good in that way. So, to each his own. Again, this is just an idea. You can run with this. You can tweak this. You can change this. But I did really love how it turned out, and I will show you that at the end, as well as my son's reaction, because he was not around during any of the days that I was getting this set up. So he had no idea that I even put together this little theme for him. So I'm just pasting this right on top of that board. And then I do keep the king version printed out because I just want to make sure I'm lining things up correctly, and putting them in the right spots and things like that. So here's the picture printout that I got from Staples. Like I said, I just emailed the image I created to staples@printme.com, and then I let them know that I wanted this to be a very large printout. They asked me what size, and I believe it was the 18 by 24, and it was $18, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, it's very large, and it was a very statement piece, and everything else was pretty much from Dollar Tree, so I didn't mind spending that $18. So I'm just trimming it up, and I'm about to put it here on the board. As you can see, still working with this glue. It's thick, but I just sponge it out and paste it down. So I'm getting it all laid out here, as you can see. And then I will put the kings, the Ks into place, as well as the spades into place. And this entire time that I'm doing this, I'm watching TV. So this for me is just fun. It's relaxing. I'm just crafting. I'm enjoying myself, watching movies as I go. And it really was fun. And you can see a little bit that it's daytime here. I don't know if you can tell, but if you even look in the right corner there a little bit, you can see the sun shining. This is daytime, but this took some time. I worked well into the darker evening hours, but it was fun. See, I just had to put the light on, in the living room there. But I love how this turned out. I'm so proud of it. And it just, when you have a child, whether they're little or now he's 21, you're just excited, for their little parties and things like that. And you don't have to go and break the bank. Like, this was very affordable, and it was just fun crafting. It really just was a labor of love. And I'm so grateful that I was able to put this together for him. So there's the king, there's my changed, updated king, and then there's the large king. And then the last little thing I'm doing here is making a 21 cutout. And I was surprised. I actually freehanded this 21 pretty well, because I was also going to see if I could get something printed out. And then, it kind of kept getting late, and I didn't feel like going back to Staples. And mind you, I went to Staples periodically over the week. I did a lot of prep during the week. This was not all in one day. But when I sat down to put everything together, this part was one day. But printouts and the ideas and going to Dollar Tree, those were all different days during the week. So now that I have this cut out, I'm like, how am I going to stand this up? And this little lip at the bottom, the proportion was just not right with how tall the 21 was. So it wouldn't stand up. So I'm adding sticks to it. I'm adding, all these little things to the back of it to get it stand up. And you'll see here, I just eventually just had to just make that part just a little bit wider, because it just needed something to counter the balance for the height of the 21. I kept putting these little skewers on the back. I was doing everything. But you'll see at the end, it does stand up. And then what also helped is where I ended up putting it up. And you'll see the finished product of how I assembled everything at, my mom's and my sister's house for the party. There was a little lip on their wall. So I was able to just kind of just pin that up there. You'll see that shortly. But this did help to give, some leverage even in doing that. But there it is. It actually finally did stand up a bit. And you'll see it here finalized in just a second. Oh, yes, I was still going at it with these sticks. I forgot about this. This was just trial and error. But overall, I do think it came out pretty nice. And I love how when I did put this up on the wall, it was almost like a 3D layered effect, because it popped forward in front of the other decorations. And you'll see that here right about now. So that's just, I'm just showing you how it looked, standing up by itself without the messy background. But that's the 21. And here it is. Here is the wall. They already had this little floral backdrop on from the time that my sister had a beautiful brunch. I can actually post that video below if you're interested. Her decor was amazing. But I just hung up that birthday banner also from Dollar Tree. I put the little actual paper-sized cards into the wall. I hung up the large ones. I put actual playing cards all around as well. And I just think it really came out so cute. And this was the only little area that I had decorated. Just a touch of it. It wasn't a true party. We just had a cake for him and we sang happy birthday. We ended up having a game night. We actually have a video about that as well, and I'll post that below. And here's was his reaction.
Oh! Hey, that's tough. Why y'all do this?
You talking about ace. Do you get what an ace and a king equals in blackjack? 21.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
And because you
I ain't keep that. I ain't keep that.
he was like ace. And he was like, oh.
And that's it for this video. I just wanted to give an idea of how you can make a 21 or 21st birthday or 21 anniversary, anything like that type of decor, because blackjack is 21. And I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.